fuck? Let's do the turning test. That sounds real to me. Convince someone you're human. Okay. You think that settles it, so you snot off to sleep. There's a cackling of keyboard drifts in your dreams. Yes, my robot is having sex on the internet. Finally. I've done it. In the small hours in the morning, Pickle again shakes you awake. Master, I have proof. I have a transcript on the screen of a chat with Cat Lover 23, in which she expresses surprise that I am a robot. Cat Lover 23, eh? You drag yourself to the modder. Yep, Cat Lover 23 looks totally surprised. Gratifying, really? But you also find this somehow unsatisfying. Well done, Pickle, you say, patting on his... Well done. You go back to bed. Pickle goes back to the laptop, having discovered a new love for chatting with random strangers. I am going in a direction I never thought I would be going. How much empathy does he have now? Is he still good at killing? He is. Good. I was worried that he's starting to turn into a loser. He's an empathetic killer. That's fine. Let's go. You establish a habit of bringing Pickle with you to the office during the day so that it can make use of the Stanford's high-speed internet connection while you write and grade papers. You then usually go to some public space after work so that Pickle can play around in the real world. Where do you take Pickle? The park playground. Pickle will enjoy the playground equipment and should learn to play well with others. No. The shooting range. Pickle should learn to fire a gun. Well, he already knows how to throw knives. Might as well teach him how to fucking shoot a gun. The dump. No, shoot a gun. Alright, your local firing range is frequented by silent, gloomy men who only glance at Pickle briefly and with annoyance. Why is everyone annoyed at my robot? It's a fucking robot. Get off your high horse. By and large, they do not want your robot interfering with their ways. What ways? This is an American right, you son of a bitches. Don't you take that away from me. If I could teach my robot to shoot a gun whenever I freaking want. It's called the Second Amendment. But at least one guy, Lance, hey, we got Lance, is a chatty Jack Palance lookalike who seems happy to treat Pickle as just another learner on the range. He corrects Pickle's aim, chastises it when its weapon is pointed anywhere but down the range, and tries to instill in Pickle a sense of respect for the rules of safety. Yes, good job, Lance. Good guy, Lance. Lance eventually convinces you to try firing a pistol as well. Well, I'm probably going to need it. Oh shit. Fuck. He's teaching my robot how to think. Stop it. Stop teaching my robot how to think, you son of a bitch. Alright, it's heavier than you expected. It's all you can do to hold it at arm's length without your hands shaking. The gun seems to jump in your hands when you fire, sounding a crack of doom that is loud even through your earmuffs. It's not at all like the precision of pointing and clicking in a first-person shooter. Oh. After an afternoon that leaves only slight evidence of your efforts on the target, Lance appears to decide that Pickle is the more promising student. Of course it is. My robot is built for this. I am not. For its part, Pickle appears to be enjoying the feeling of power the gun affords. It listens intently as Lance talks about the right to bear arms, like I just said. This guy gets it. Lance gets it. Second Amendment, bitches. Anyway. You finish your grant proposal for the National Science Foundation, promising a robot that will be able to understand human emotion better than any robot that has come before. A few weeks later, you find a form letter email in your inbox. We're sorry to inform you many excellent applications this year. Encourage you to apply again. Discouragingly, you find that many of the reviewers talk about your advisor instead of you. Some of them barely seem literate, while others seem erudite, but just didn't pay attention to what you wrote. The one thing that strikes you as directly aimed at you, though, is that a few of the reviewers essentially say your work could be more focused. You're interested in too many things, one says. Science is about studying a very specific problem to death. Sounds like your robot wants to do everything. Is that the game trying to say something? I'm trying to do a death robot. It's not my fault you made me, make him a meme machine. You close your email client and sigh. You're in the office, and Pickle is seated in your ever-absent office mate's chair with his eyes closed, listening to the information flowing through its Ethernet cable. Do you want to Do you want to do and try everything, Pickle? It peeks through one open eye. Yes, master. You nod. Me too. That's cool. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do everything. You're in the office contemplating what to do about this when Professor Ziegler opens the door without knocking. Such an ass. But he's my only friend right now. You smell the whiff of smoke on his Hawaiian shirt. Good news, Professor Ziegler says. Our DARPA BAA grant came through. You're funded for the rest of your studies. Great, you say. In fact, I've met an Air Force acquisition officer who seems very interested in your work, Ziegler says. First Lieutenant Juliet Rogers. You two should talk. There could be a good career for you in the government science post-graduation. We've met, you say. Professor Ziegler looks at Pickle as if noticing it for the first time. Still could look a little more fierce, he says. Looks like a little goddamn robot baby. He shakes his head. Oh, so panache, you. Anyway, keep up the good work. With that, Professor leaves you alone with Pickle. He's not a robot baby, he's a robot spider. Near the end of the semester, you notice a message on your office phone. You're not really sure how long the light has been blinking. You don't really think about landlines anymore. You find the department webpage that describes how to check your voicemail, reset the PIN that you apparently chose when you first started graduating school, and listen. Hey Bobby, this is Mark over at sfchronicle.com. I heard you have an interesting robot that you've been taking to the range, and I'd love to get a story about it. Give me a call back. You list the number and the message ends. You glance over at Pickle, who is seated at the desk of your hypothetical all but dissertation office mate, whom you have never seen. Pickle is looking at the landline phone with interest. Who is Surface, says SF Chronicle is registered to a San Francisco Chronicle, says Pickle. The San Francisco Chronicle is a newspaper that started in the website in 1994, 24th in the national circulation. It looks at you with interest. Mark is a reporter. Shouldn't you be studying, you ask, pointing to Ethernet cable running out his back. Bayesian reasoning over publication rates suggests reporter's full name is Mark Ali, Pickle says with its eyes closed. Mark's article with most social media likes is How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love DARPA. Article explains that DARPA stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. It hesitates for a moment. Aforementioned article appears to contradict title. Reporter does not seem to have stopped worrying. Adjectives that bind to nouns describing DARPA and its projects: crazy, Orwellian, imperialistic. Overall sentiment analysis is negative. Thank you, Pickle. Use it. You look the guy up on your phone. The phone, you find a picture of a stubby young Egyptian man with Toulouse black hair, hipster glasses, and a cigarette between his lips. It's probably outdated, but the disrespect for authority the man radiates is probably timeless. You admit, a part of you has always wanted to be famous, but you suspect this reporter also has done his homework, but your advisor, and he may already have an intended angle for his story. Still, nobody on the planet has a robot as amazing as yours. Isn't it time you told the world about it? You play the message back a few times, mulling it over. Well, this hasn't changed from the last one. This guy will always call you. The question is, do you want to go through with his bullshit? I'll call Mark back and set up an interview. I'm not going to do that. He already hates the government. I'm obviously working for the government. Media attention is just a distraction. I'd rather continue to take Pickle to the range and pretend this never happened. I must protect Pickle from the media. Pickle must stay in my apartment from now on. Now, let's just teach him to shoot more guns. You ignore Mark's phone call and continue to take Pickle to the range. Yeah, we're giving him more thinking because he's able to shoot a gun. That's fine. The military is the most important. Unfortunately, an intelligent robot is a little too big a story for you to stop so easily. You get another call from Mark while you're at the range. He warns you that he has enough material to run the story with or without your involvement. And you perhaps ought to reconsider the value of telling your side. He sounds a little annoyed with you. So this guy's not gonna let this go down, eh? So he's gonna say shit. I don't want to meet him in person because I hate him. Email, he's just gonna pick apart my paragraphs. No, fuck him. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, you say as you hang up on Mark. Isn't that right, Pickle? Pickle considers this, but Master, I have no bones. But I do experience negative utility when receiving negative verbal feedback. Oh, you consider this for a moment. Hey, maybe you should avoid reading the news for a few days. Spend more time playing outside. Yes, Master. Well, we got some grace. I need some grace, honestly. Yeah, we got some beta now. Beta grace. One evening, near twilight, you see a flash go off at the range. When you turn to look, you don't see the photographer. Still, you suspect your days of obscurity are over. So, he took a picture. Gotcha. Well, you know what? That's fine. Let the world know. Let the world know of the future that it will soon be had. I will say that this has been a successful chapter. We've taught our spider robot of death to throw knives, which we took to a LARP group, and we've taught it to shoot guns, and we've taught it movie quotes, and we've turned it into a giant meme machine. That's success, right? I think that's successful. Let's check the stats. Boom. I should have done this with the other two so we could see how well we're doing. So it's not thinking for itself, which I'm glad. I don't want it to. Military-wise, it's transhuman. Excellent. That is what I want to see. Past the human capability to kill. Excellent. Excellent. Empathy is 9. Whatever. That's fine. Grace is 5. I wish it had more grace, because I would like it to kill fluidly. But if it can just kill, that's fine. Alright. Relationship-wise, our asshole of a professor who doesn't actually help us, he's the one that likes us the most so far. We haven't talked to E.G. Apparently if you don't go to the movies with him, he never wants to talk to you ever again. That's kind of dumb. Josh, we had 2 times to talk with Josh, and both times I decided I didn't need him. Yeah, but he still likes us. Mark doesn't like us because we ignored him because he's an asshole. Juliet doesn't like us because apparently bringing a robot to a LARP group isn't good. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 2. I think we're gonna do well in chapter 3, but I'll see you until then. So later, Gators.